Do you need to share your calendar with others or your team? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you step by step the different ways in which you can do so. And be sure to stay tuned to the very end where I'm going to show you a bonus tip when it comes to sharing an individual event. So here we are within Google Calendar. And the first thing to note is that you cannot share your entire calendar. What I mean by that is if we come over here to the left-hand side, you most likely have more than one calendar. In my example, I've got team meetings, client calls, and project planning. There's no way for me to share all of these things in one go. And that's actually probably a good thing because maybe I only want to share team meetings. If you want to share more, you need to do it one at a time. So using team meetings as our example, we want to come over here and select the options and then come here and select settings and sharing. Now you can get to this from your main settings as well. We can actually go ahead and share other calendars, but this will at least take you directly to the particular calendar that you want to share. Now, we can already see the share settings here down below, but depending on your screen resolution, you can come over here and select shared with, and that's going to bring you directly to this area. In this example, I'm the only one who currently has access to this calendar. It's showing me as the owner, but all we need to do is come down here and select Add People and Groups. And this is going to present you with a very familiar dialog, very similar to what you would see if you're sharing a file within Google Drive. So that very first step is that we want to select the email addresses of one or more individuals. You can add an entire group here if you like, or even paste in several email addresses. But the most important thing that you want to consider is the permissions drop down below. We have 4 different options, and you want to be very careful as to which ones you select. So let's go through each one by one. The first one is see only free busy, parentheses, hide details. What this means is that this user will be able to see all of my meetings when I'm having those meetings or events, but they will not see any of the details. They won't see the name of that event. They won't see anything in the description, location, if there are others that are invited. It will simply block out a chunk of time. So if you don't want to share details, but you want to let someone else know when you are going to be busy, this will be the one for you. The second option is see all event details. That's pretty straightforward. They're going to see the title. They're going to see who's invited. They're going to see all of those details, but they will not be able to edit or make changes. That's the third option down below, make changes to events. You can see that it is listed in the correct or chronological order. We're slowly adding more detail. So the third option, make changes to events. They can see everything and they can edit those events as well. So this third option, make changes to events, is a true shared calendar where you both have really the same privileges in order of adding and editing content. The last one takes it one step further, make changes and manage sharing. Now, that doesn't mean manage sharing of individual events. It means manage sharing of that calendar. If you want to give someone else the ability to add other people to that calendar, that would be the final one. They would have the exact same rights and permissions as you do as the owner. So you want to be very specific as to what level you would like to give. Once you've selected that, we simply need to select send, and then that individual will receive an email where they can now have access to your calendar. Now, once you've shared your calendar, you'll notice that those permissions are still available to us over here to the right. So we can always change that. If I want to change this and only show them free or busy details, I can do so at any time. And don't worry, there is no save button on this screen. Any changes that you make here as we add and remove people will take effect immediately. If I want to unshare this calendar, all I need to do is select that X and they will now be removed. Now, coming back to our main Google Calendar view, you probably already know how to invite others to your events. All we need to do is come over here and add or remove guests. But what if you no longer want to be the owner of a particular event? Maybe you want someone else to take it on. Whether you're still going to be a member of that event or not, how do we change ownership for a particular event? Well, if we come all the way up to the top, to the right of Save, and select More Actions, you will see that the last option available to us is Change Owner. If I select this, we are presented with another dialog box where first we need to select who we want to transition ownership to, and then there is a default message here which we can change. I would like to transfer ownership of this event. You can write whatever you like in this message box and then select Change Owner. Now, once you select Change Owner, you're not going to see anything different with that particular event, at least not yet. The person that you are transitioning ownership to will receive an email, and they will need to click the link in that email in order to accept ownership of that event. So if you need to change ownership, you can simply do that by opening up the event, or you can also select the three dots here and access Change Owner as well. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, I'm sure you're going to get value out of one of these two videos on the screen now. And if you'd like to learn more about how I can help you simplify your tools, be sure to visit me at simpletivity.com. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you deserve to work without feeling overwhelmed.